What's up, guys? Coming to you today with a full slate of NBA and college basketball action here on Saturday, January 24th. I'll give you my favorite picks on the side and over-under on each game. We're going to break down the biggest college basketball games of the day. I'll give you my favorite underdog pick of the day and my massive lock. So as a big thank you to me, slam that thumbs up button. It takes a lot of work to put these videos together every single day. It only takes a tenth of a second to click that thumbs up button. Let me know that you appreciate me putting out this content for you guys on a daily basis. Also, click that subscribe button. Tons of new subscribers coming off that big day there yesterday. So big shout out to all you guys. We are on the road to 100,000 subscribers this year. So really appreciate every single one of you. I had a buddy text me, this is the year you're going to make it to 100K. Let's hope that he was right. Also, get down there in the comments below, guys. I love to interact. I'm in the comments every single solitary day, answering every single question I possibly can. Anything across the sports world, not just college basketball or NBA, but if you ask me anything about the entire sports world, I am more than likely to get back to you. I try and answer every single question I can, and if I need to, I can also reach out to the premium handicappers over there at stumpthespread.com and get their opinion for you as well. So definitely get down there in the comments, and you got to be down in the comments to check the pinned comment. That's where I put my favorite picks every single day. It's the top comment below the video. That's where my favorite picks from every single YouTube video go. Those are the plays that I highly recommend you at least give some strong consideration to. Speaking of those pinned comment plays, guys, we did have a perfect 6-0 day there on Thursday. That was very cool. We went 5-1 on Wednesday. Looks like we're not going to do quite that well here on Friday. We're 2-2 so far. We break down on the Pistons at -4.5. It was a terrible shooting night there from Detroit. Somehow the Rockets and Kevin Durant just play out of their minds despite being on the second night of a back-to-back. KD and Amin Thompson both playing 40-plus minutes, and somehow they're just having a great night. So that was a little bit tough. We also break down on the Suns -2.5. Back-to-back horrible shooting nights there from Dillon Brooks. He sunk the Suns pretty much single-handedly. They had a great night there from Booker, but could not handle the Hawks. They also just shot the lights out. The Hawks shot 50% from three in that game. That's just going to happen to us sometimes. But we bounced back quickly. We cashed the Pacers +16.5. They win this game straight up. We got to start sprinkling the money line on those massive underdogs so they just keep on cashing, keep on winning these games straight up in the NBA. They get the 117-114 win there over the Thunder, who were very, very banged up. Great stuff from Siakam, Walker, Nembhard, and Nesmith. And when they get going, this team can remind you a little bit of the Eastern Conference champions from last season. We still get the Nuggets live at +6.5. They're currently up by 6 points there at halftime against the Milwaukee Bucks. Denver resting a lot of guys just like we thought they would, but the Bucks have been pretty weak this season. We're not celebrating yet. It's only the first half, but we liked a lot of what we've seen from Denver so far in that game. We also had the Blazers +4.5 live there. They're playing at home against Toronto. They're currently down by 10. It was looking a lot worse than that, though. Portland got off to a very, very slow start in this game. I do think they have an excellent chance to bring it back here against the Toronto team that, they got to be a little bit tired too. We'll see what they can do, but I do not hate that spot for the Blazers getting 4.5. We cashed our massive lock of the day once again, so the hot run on the lock of the day continues. We had Butler on the money line, or if you took him against the spread, either one cashed. Things did get a bit weird there midway through the second half, but Butler eventually pulls away again, getting the 87-76 win. So like I said, whether you were against the spread or money line, the lock of the day came through for you. Let's see if we can finish this thing out strong, guys. Obviously, 2-2 isn't what we're after. Hopefully, we can end up with a 4-2 night and continue this winning trend. Things are looking very solid there over on the premium side as well. Already cashing 2 plays there over on the college basketball side, cashing Butler -7.5 and St. Louis -8. That St. Louis one, that was felt like a lock to me by the end of it. Central Connecticut did let us down. Utah State's still going. Break down on the Suns, but already cashed a play there on the hockey side. Got New Jersey live as a big play in NHL, so we'll see how everything finishes up over there, but looking like a very solid night over there for the premium members as well. So definitely make sure you've slammed that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and get over there to stumpthespread.com. Check out all the stuff over there, and let's go ahead and dive in. We got a big video today. We got lots of college basketball action. We got a full slate of NBA, so let's go ahead and dive in. We're going to start off with NBA here. Despite the fact it's Saturday, right out of the gates, we have the Washington Wizards going on the road to taking the Charlotte Hornets. The Wizards come into this game riding an 8-game losing streak. They just lost by 10 points there against the Nuggets their last time out, and things have not really been pointed in the right direction. Obviously, this team made the Trae Young trade to maybe improve down the stretch, maybe acquire an asset, but to get rid of CJ McCollum, he was making them win some games, and they're going to be sitting Trae Young out until after the All-Star break at least, so yeah, not a lot of motivation here for the Wizards to be winning games. In that loss against the Denver Nuggets, we liked what we saw maybe a little bit there from Kaishan George, although it was not a very efficient shooting night. Other than him, not a lot of bright spots. I guess Trey Johnson had a pretty good day, but I mean, I don't know. They shot 30% from three. They get out rebounded in this game, and they lose to the skeleton crew there for the Denver Nuggets by 10. I just don't have a lot of good stuff to say about the Wizards. They're very clearly tanking right now. Kulabe is going to be out for this game. Chris Middleton, maybe there's a chance he plays. Sounds like he's questionable. I'd be a little bit surprised to see him play. Marvin Bagley is out, so they won't be at full strength as they head to Charlotte to take on the Hornets, who are 17-28 on the season. They seem to be alternating wins and losses here recently. They were 7.5-point underdogs there at Orlando and got the straight-up win for us in that game, so we'll definitely take it. They played great. It was a huge bounce-back shooting night for them as a team overall. They had shot terrible the game before, bounce back and shoot 47% from three, 54% from the field. A great game there from Brandon Miller. He played really, really well. We liked what we saw from Bridges, although it wasn't a great shooting night from him, but he was still at plus 28. LaMelo Ball shot the ball much better. He had 16. Knupel, not a great shooting night from him, but he was still plus 16 as well. So lots of great stuff there from the Hornets. They're a very exciting young team. They come into this game mostly healthy, but a couple important guys on the injury report. Brandon Miller, he is probable there with that ankle issue, so I guess we don't have to be too worried about him. And Kalkbrenner is also probable there due to a right wrist sprain, so it looks like he's going to be ready to go as well. The Hornets are 9.5-point favorites in this game. That's a pretty big number there for the Hornets. We've got a total of 230.5 in this one. Washington is 8-14 against spread on the road, 14-18 against spread after a loss. They are 22-21 to the under. Charlotte, they are 11-9 against the spread at home, 7-9 against spread after win, 27-18 to the under. I don't believe either one of these teams are on the front half of a back-to-back. No, it does not appear so. That makes me even a little bit more comfortable here to take the Charlotte Hornets at minus 9.5. The Wizards are just too good at losing right now, guys. There are so many dudes on the Hornets that are very motivated to make it happen this season, to really improve their just situation overall. These young guys like Brandon Miller, LaMelo Ball, and obviously Con Knupel on that Rookie of the Year campaign, they're putting in the work. Kalkbrenner is also playing well. This is a good spot for the Hornets. I think they win this one absolutely walking away. Next up, guys, we got our first of 3 nationally televised games. We got the New York Knicks heading to Philadelphia to take on the 76ers in a game that will be on ABC. The Knicks, they're fresh off that 120-66 blowout win there over the Nets. Apparently that players only meeting worked. Might have also been helped by the fact they were playing the Brooklyn Nets. Just tossing that out there, but the Knicks played much better. We liked what we saw in general from all the starters except for OG Anunoby. He only had 5 points in his 30 minutes, but Brunson had 20 and was pretty efficient. Cat had 14, 8, and 3. He was also very efficient. These guys did not have to play heavy minutes. This one got out of control really in the first quarter, and New York was already almost doubling them up. The bench obviously looked very good. Landry Shaman had a big night out there. Miles McBride played well, so everything's all hunky-dory for the Knicks. That being said, they had lost 4 in a row before that players only meeting and then playing the Nets. Let's see what they can do here going on the road to take on the 76ers. Now, the Knicks are pretty much fully healthy for this one. I am hearing lots of trade rumors around Karl-Anthony Towns, which is kind of wild to me, but he has been getting a lot of hate there in New York recently. He's dealing with a back issue and is officially questionable for this game. So that could be a pretty big deal. They would be missing a lot of production if they don't have Cat for this one, as they head to Philadelphia to take on the 76ers, who are fresh off a big 128-122 win there over the Rockets. Things looked really good in that one. Maxey put up 36, and Embiid put up a very, very good night as well. He had 15 rebounds. We haven't seen him looking that great on the glass, but at 15 rebounds, 32 points. Kelly Oubre, oh my God, please give me more Kelly Oubre minutes and less Paul George minutes. He played amazing at 26 minutes out there, or 26 points out there. The bench looked pretty terrible, I'm not going to lie, but guys like Quentin Grimes can play better. They can definitely play better and be more productive. They win this game despite shooting only 34% from 3. It did take them overtime, but it was a very, very good day there from the 76ers. Embiid did play a pretty crazy 46 minutes. Surprising to see them leave him out there for that long. Not surprised to see him and Paul George on the injury report for this one. Now, Paul George, he's probable. Sounds like he will be out there due to left knee injury management. That is not necessarily a good thing. If that means less Kelly Oubre minutes, that is a net negative here for the Philadelphia 76ers. Embiid dealing with an ankle, not even the knee is on the injury report here. The ankle, he is listed as probable for this game as well. He should be in for a pretty good night there against the Knicks, whether or not they have Cats. So, looking at the numbers for this game, the 76ers are getting a 1.5 here at home. We've got a total of 229.5 in this game. The Knicks are only 5-15 against the spread on the road. That's an NBA worst against the spread on the road mark. They are 14-12 against the spread after a win. They are a slight over team. The 76ers are 11-13 against the spread at home, 10-13 against the spread after a win, 23-20 to the over. I don't think over 229.5 is a bad play in this game. I actually think it's got some value to it. In terms of a side, I will take the 76ers here, getting a 1.5. This would be a lock to make the pinned comment if Paul George was not playing. Paul George soaking up minutes here for the 76ers in 2026 is a net negative for this team. More Oubre minutes would be much, much better. He's better offensively, better defensively. There's really no upside to having Paul George out there, except for the fact you look really dumb if you're not playing a guy that's making that insane amount of money. I will take the 76ers here. It might make the pinned comment, but I would be much more comfortable if Paul George was out. Before we jump in and break down the Golden State Warriors heading to Minnesota to take on the Timberwolves, we got to shout out the sponsor today in every day's video, and that is StumpTheSpread.com. Make sure you're clicking the link in the description to go over there and see the top confidence picks from our entire team of experienced cappers. Our premium members over there at StumpTheSpread.com get daily NBA, NHL, UFC, NFL, and college basketball picks. I know there's a big UFC slate coming up. There's also already a bunch of premium picks posted over there for that. NFL, a lot of stuff going on here on Sunday. A lot of picks are already posted over there in the premium section for that. And, NBA, NHL, college basketball in there every single solitary day. We've got a team of experts that cover all those sports. Every single one of them has over a decade's worth of experience covering their given sport, and that's why you will often see the picks over there at StumpTheSpread.com be different than what you're seeing from me here on YouTube. They put in a crazy amount of work every single day, taking a ton of data points into consideration on every single solitary play. Also, the premium members over there at StumpTheSpread.com get a big write-up on every single premium pick. So definitely consider getting over there and signing up for a premium pick package over at StumpTheSpread.com. It's a great time to dive in. There's so many sports going on, looking like a winning day over there on the college basketball side. We'll see what happens down the stretch on the NHL side. A lot of those games are not over yet. A lot to still be made. 3-unit and 2-unit plays still over there on the premium side in NHL, and it was a huge winning day on the 22nd over there in the premium section, and NHL has been on a tear here recently. So definitely consider getting over there to StumpTheSpread.com and signing up for a premium package. But also, there's free resources for every single one of you over there at StumpTheSpread.com. There's at least one, oftentimes 2 or 3 free picks posted over there under the free picks tab. I know there's some free UFC stuff over there in the free picks tab right now, so jump over there and take a look at that. Also, you got to get over there and get on the free email newsletter, guys. A huge golf write-up went out that cashed a bunch of crazy stuff there right out of the gates, right after the first round of whatever golf thing is going on right now. Not a big golf guy myself, but there's definitely value to be made over there. Our premium golf handicapper has been on a heater right off the bat here with PGA season getting underway, so definitely want to check that out. But those emails cover everything. There'll be regular free picks on normal sports like NBA, NHL, college basketball, anything like that, but also big write-ups on niche sports like golf, NASCAR, tennis, WNBA, UFC can be in there, and I know has been in there the last few days. So it's a great resource. Definitely get over there and sign up for that free email newsletter. It's very easy. You just go to StumpTheSpread.com and set up a free account. All they're going to ask you for to set up that free account is your name and your email address. That is it. You get one email straight to your inbox every single day, just packed with great sports betting information. Also, you can get over to StumpTheSpread.com and pick up a Stump the Spread hoodie. We just sold our first Stump the Spread hoodie, got that one ordered up, and it will be to the person who ordered it within 7 to 8 days, although we do have crazy weather going on in the Midwest right now, so I don't know what kind of craziness will happen with this insane winter storm that's about to be going on, but still, get over there and check out those Stump the Spread hoodies. We're selling them right now at cost. $40 free shipping. Definitely get in on those. Also, if you're a huge fan of what you're seeing from me here every single day, you can click that little join button right below the video to sign up for a YouTube channel membership. YouTube channel members get early access to every single one of our videos, get their name up on screen in every single solitary video, but maybe most importantly, get access to our members only giveaways. We give away a Stump the Spread hoodie here every single week, absolutely for free. At each and every Monday. We put the name of every single YouTube channel member on a big wheel. We spin that wheel live on the Monday video. Whoever it lands on gets a Stump the Spread hoodie of their size mailed straight to their address of choice. I love doing those giveaways, guys. If we can make it to like 120, 125 channel members, we'll up it to 2 giveaways per week. That would be amazing. Let's see if we can make that happen. But huge shout out to all the new channel members and all the OG channel members. Let's go ahead and dive back in. We got a lot of games still to cover here, both on the NBA side and on the college basketball side. So let's get after it. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you've gotten over to StumpTheSpread.com and checked out the premium stuff, the free stuff, all that good stuff. And let's take a look here at the Golden State Warriors heading to Minnesota to take on the Timberwolves. The Warriors are looking like a bit of a sad story right now. They're 25-21 on the year. They've lost their last 2 games in a row. Losing Jimmy Butler for the season really seems to have taken the wind out of the sails of this team. Steph is still putting up crazy numbers. He scored 38 points there in that 115-123 loss there against Dallas. He can only do so much out there. You got Steph playing 34 minutes, taking 27 shots, 8 of 15 from three-point range. The dude's just doing everything he possibly can. The second leading scorer on the team was D'Anthony Melton. He put up 22 off the bench. The third leading scorer was Moses Moody with 12 points. Pajemski had 9 points, went 4 of 13 from the field and 0 of 4 from 3. And let's keep in mind this is the guy that we refused to include in trade talks about Lauri Markkanen. Absolutely crazy pants there from the Warriors brass. Cannot believe it. Oh, just completely unbelievable. Kuminga is now hurt. We'll see when he's able to come back, but his trade value just got shot to hell. This is a bleak situation here for Golden State. We'll see what they can do here on the road. They come into this game healthy, with the exception there of Kuminga. Right now, it looks like he's probably going to be out for a bit, maybe not quite as long as it was initially thought. We'll see what happens. The Warriors are going on the road to take on the Timberwolves in this one, who come into this game in a slump of their own. They've dropped 4 in a row. They lost straight up 120 to 115 against the Chicago Bulls their last time out. We were on the Bulls in that one, so we were obviously very, very happy to see it, but kind of crazy to see the Timberwolves struggling like this. Julius Randle led the team with 30 points. Ant had 20, but was only 9 of 25 from the field and 1 of 8 from 3. Naz Reid played well off the bench, but he is their only bench player that's even halfway decent. So it's a tough situation here for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They've clearly regressed, getting worse from last season to this season, which is just insane-o thing to be doing when you have Anthony Edwards on your team. So we'll see if they can turn things around, see if they can make any big moves at the trade deadline. Right now, they are fully healthy and ready to go coming into this game, so maybe that will help. Maybe playing against a weak opponent like the Warriors will help. The Timberwolves are 6-point favorites here at home. We've got a total of 237.5. The Warriors are only 8-14 against spread on the road, a 500 against spread team after a loss, 28-18 to the over. The Timberwolves are 9-13 against spread at home, 9-8 against spread after a loss, 23-22 to the under. The weather is going to be kind of crazy up there in Minnesota, so that might not have the Warriors in the best of moods. Maybe the Timberwolves are used to it. I don't know if any of that's going to have any real impact on the game. I will lean slightly towards the Timberwolves here at -6. This is not a play that'll make the pinned comment with Steph, just trying to go nuclear every single night. Maybe the Warriors will, somebody will step up and join him here, and maybe they can make this into a real game against a slumping opponent, but I'm not necessarily buying in. Give me the Timberwolves here at -6, but it's a tiny lean. Next on the docket, we've got the Cleveland Cavaliers heading to Orlando to take on the Magic. The Cavaliers are 26-20 on the season. They have won 2 in a row, but a pretty lucky win there against the Hornets where Charlotte just couldn't throw it in the ocean, and then beating the Kings. I'm not about to throw you a parade when you beat the Sacramento Kings by 5 points. Cleveland was supposed to run roughshod over the entire East this season. That has not been the case. We are obviously liking what we're seeing from Donovan Mitchell. He put up 33 relatively efficient points in the win. Evan Mobley was right there. He had a big night. We liked what we saw from Jarrett Allen, but the bench continues to really struggle. DeAndre Hunter, I guess, demanded a trade. Doesn't really seem like that's getting too much attention. The Cavs aren't shooting the ball particularly well from deep. Lonzo Ball, that acquisition has been a bust. He hasn't been able to stay on the floor, not because he's been unhealthy, just he has not been good enough. So we'll see what the Cavaliers can do on the road in this. When they come into this game, still going to be missing Darius Garland. Let's double check and make sure these are still confirmed. Yeah, Garland going to be out for at least the next 5 to 10 days. Sam Merrill, he has officially been ruled out for this game, has not been officially ruled out for this game. So we'll see. I guess there's a chance Sam Merrill could come back. They could definitely use his shooting. The Magic, they come into this game 23-20, and honestly, this is a matchup of two teams that have been probably the two biggest disappointments, if not in the NBA in general, at least in the Eastern Conference. The Magic have lost 2 in a row. They just lost to the Hornets, 124-97. We were on the Hornets in that game, so we will certainly take it. Charlotte, they've just been money when playing on no rest this season. We'll see what they can continue to do down the stretch, but the Magic, they have not been having a good time. The Paolo Banchero situation is getting really weird. He played great in that game, kind of. He was a -25, but was 6 of 12 from the field and 2 of 4 from 3 in his 30 minutes. Desmond Bane, 21 points in his 32 minutes. He actually played pretty well too. Mo Wagner, giving him great minutes coming off the bench, 14 points in 15 minutes. I don't know, guys. It's tough to figure out what this team is actually going to be. Anthony Black had one of his worst games of the season there against Charlotte. They just have not been able to put the pieces together. I'm not sure what Orlando needs to do, what kind of moves they could consider making, but I would feel like everything should be on the table. Missing Jalen Suggs is not great. Missing Franz Wagner again is not great either. Suggs is probable for this game, so it sounds like he's going to make his return. They could really use him. Hasn't played since January 2nd. Franz Wagner dealing with an ankle issue. He has been officially ruled out for this game. So Suggs back. Franz Wagner still not back. The Magic are getting a 1.5 here at home. We've got a total of 228 in this game. Cleveland is 9-11 against spread on the road, 3-4 against the spread on no rest, 24-21 to the under. Orlando is 9-11 against spread at home, 10-9 against spread after loss, 22-21 to the over. I'll be honest, guys, I hate both of these teams. I don't have a huge lean on this one. I will take Orlando here, getting the 1.5 playing at home partially because of Jalen Suggs coming back, but he's probably going to be on a minutes limit here, so I don't even know if I get too excited about that. This game, I'm just not very interested. Please do not make me get very involved. Rolling right along, we're looking at the Boston Celtics heading to Chicago to take on the Bulls. The Celtics just finished things up an insane overtime 130-126 win there in Brooklyn. Now they got to fly from Brooklyn to Chicago with some pretty insane weather going on kind of across most of America at this point. The Celtics in that double overtime thriller, I mean, things got kind of out of hand. Jaylen Brown took 27 shots, had 27 points. Not a great night from him, although he did post a triple-double. He was a plus 11, so maybe I shouldn't be too harsh. Sam Hauser had 19 very efficient points. He's shooting the lights out again. Peyton Pritchard led the team with 32. He played great in this game, although he was a -3. We like to saw from Luka Garza. Anthony Simons, another terrible shooting night. Maybe being in trade rumors has got him a little bit in his own head, but he has not been playing as well here recently. A real quick turnaround here for Boston, obviously playing in Brooklyn, now have to travel to Chicago and play on back-to-back nights coming off a double overtime game, so there's going to be some exhaustion going on. Derek White, we do expect him back. He sat this one out for rest. He will be back for this game. Other than that, we do not have a lot of clarity on the injury situation here for Boston. I would be pretty shocked if they don't end up resting at least somebody in a spot where they have to be just about as tired as you can get as an NBA team. So we'll see what they can do here on the road against the Chicago Bulls, who are now a 500 team. They're 22-22. They've won 3 in a row and 4 out of their last 5. Let's keep in mind they did play the Jazz, the Nets twice, then the Clippers and the Timberwolves over that span, but beating the Clippers and the Timberwolves, very solid, although they did catch the Clippers pretty tired. They are catching the Celtics extremely tired in this one too. In that win in Minnesota, we loved what we saw from Kobe White in that one. Buzelis, maybe not quite so good, but Josh Giddey coming off the bench. It was unclear whether he would play in that game. Played 26 great minutes off the bench, 21 points there, and was a +2. Overall, this team looks pretty decent when it's healthy. They can get up and down. They can do some interesting stuff. Having Kobe White back is a big deal. Buzelis can play better than he did. Vooch has played better at times than he did in this one. Jalen Smith has been a really good piece for the Bulls. So a lot of things pointed in the right direction for, I don't want to say a long-suffering franchise, but a franchise that's been mired in mediocrity for quite some time. Josh Giddey is on the injury report for this one, but he's listed as probable with that hamstring issue. Trey Jones seems like he will be out for this one. Yeah, he's going to be out for a couple weeks, so that's not necessarily ideal, but with Giddey back, it's much less big of a deal. Patrick Williams is on the injury report as well. He's probable, though, with that sprained right ankle, so it sounds like he's going to be fine, not a severe sprain at all. So, look at the numbers, guys. The Bulls are getting a 1.5 here at home. We've got a total of 230.5. Boston, 15-8 against the spread on the road this year, 5-2 against the spread on no rest, 25-18 to the under. The Bulls, 13-10 against spread at home, 12-9 against spread after win, 24-20 to the under. With everything that's going on right now, I don't think under 230.5 is a crazy idea, but much better than that. I'll jump on the Bulls here at anything around even money. Like if this ends up being a pick'em game, if the Bulls are -1, -2, or especially if you can still get them here as underdogs, I think this is a great spot for Chicago against an extremely exhausted Celtics team that just has to, there's no way they won't have tired legs for this game. There's no way around it. Definitely give me the Bulls here and hop on this one early if you want to get them at +1.5. Heading into the last couple NBA games before we jump over and cover the college basketball slate, we've got the Los Angeles Lakers heading to Dallas to take on the Mavericks in our last nationally televised game of the day. The Lakers are 26-17 on the season. They are coming off a 112-104 loss there against the Clippers, which we were on the Clippers in that game, so thank you, Lakers, for not being able to complete that comeback there at the end. I feel bad for JJ Redick. He looks like he's going to tear his hair out at the end of these games because just the dumbest things seem to happen. I have no idea what happened to Luka. It's like his controller disconnected or something. He froze and didn't take a wide open catch and shoot three. The dude's like allergic to catch and shoot threes. It's wild stuff. LeBron actually played okay, but not very well defensively. Jared Vanderbilt was a +16, so I expect him to see some more minutes down the stretch, but it just doesn't feel like this Lakers team has enough right now without Austin Reeves, which makes it a little bit insane that they're talking about trading him away, but we'll see what actually ends up happening here with the Lakers. They have a lot of problems, especially on defense. The injury report is not a problem here, though. They are fully healthy, rested, and ready to go for this game as they head to Dallas to take on the Mavericks, who have kind of quietly won 4 in a row. They took down the Jazz twice, and it was the shorthanded Jazz. They beat the floundering Knicks, and then they took down the despondent Warriors 123-115 in their last game. Najee Marshall, a huge night, 30 points, 10 and 12 from the field. Powell putting up 12 boards. Very, very nice night from him. We liked what we saw from Cooper Flagg, 21 points. Not super efficient, only 1 of 5 from 3, but he was a plus 22 out there and had a couple assists. He did have 4 turnovers. Najee Marshall was really the motor behind their success in this game. We liked what we saw from Max Christie. He's having a great season. We loved what we saw from Brandon Williams off the bench. Just a very good game, albeit over an opponent that's looking pretty weak right now. So we'll see what Dallas can put together in this one. They are at home. The injury report seems to indicate they won't. Is Daniel Gafford officially? Oh, no, he's going to be back for this one. Daniel Gafford, ankle issue, is probable for this game. So they're going to be very, very healthy here, playing at home, taking on the Lakers. Now, the Mavs do have to contend with the fact Luka will be back in his old stomping grounds. He's going to be looking to, put up some pretty big numbers. But I really don't expect the Lakers to play much defense. The Mavs are getting 4 points here at home. We've got a total of 233.5. The Lakers are 12-11 against spread on the road, 11-5 against the spread after a loss, although that number's been headed in the wrong direction for a bit. They are 28-15 to the over. Dallas is 15-10 against spread at home. They are 8-10 against spread after win, 25-20 to the under. I gotta take the Mavs at home, right? Like maybe Luka will play great in this game, but that does not always or even usually indicate success there for the Lakers. So give me the Mavs here, getting 4 points. I feel like this is a very good spot for them here, especially with Gafford back. That puts them at an advantage against any big man that the Lakers can put out there. So I do think this is a good spot to back the Dallas Mavericks, especially getting a couple free buckets. Next up, guys, we're with the Miami Heat heading to Utah to take on the Jazz. The Heat are 23-22 on the season. They're coming off a 127-110, not blowout, but not very respectable loss there in Portland. The Heat have been all over the place this season. They're a tough team to figure out. They've been hovering around 500. Bam's been putting up great numbers recently, taking up plenty of shots there against Portland. He had 32, but it was not enough there in the end. Fontecchio had 17 off the bench, but the Heat shoot 20% from 3, and you are not going to win a lot of games in the NBA when you shoot 20% from long range. They also got out rebounded by 10 there against Portland. So we'll see what he can put together. Trade rumors kind of swirling around this team. We'll see what goes on here. Obviously, I think their goal in the long term is to either pick up somebody like Donovan Mitchell or Giannis in the offseason or to make some sort of trade during the season. So we'll see what happens there. Lots of injuries going on. Davion Mitchell, he's on the injury report. We'll see if he's able to come back. Tyler Hero, he's going to be out, still dealing with that foot problem, I believe. Kel Ware is missing time. Mitchell, guys, Davion Mitchell, questionable there with that shoulder issue. Tyler Hero, yeah, he's going to be out for a while. Still Norman Powell dealing with the back issue is questionable. Kel Ware, yeah, he's not even with the team, so we'll see when he's available to come back. So a lot of injury problems swirling right now for the Miami Heat. The Jazz are 15-30 on the season. They did lose pretty convincingly there against the Spurs their last time out, but this is a team that just seems a little bit too good to really tank effectively. Now, we are seeing them really, do their best to tank. We've got Markkanen missing time with an illness. We've got, guys like Keontae George. They're trying to hold him back as much as they can, but the dude is just too freaking good. He put up 23 points in that loss. Ace Bailey got a bunch of run, put up 25 points in probably his best game of the season. The bench was looking a little bit thin out there, but overall, this Jazz team, when they're at full strength, they're an actual very, very tough out. So we'll see what they can do in this one. Lauri Markkanen is questionable due to return to competition conditioning. This dude got the same thing that's been going around the entire NBA, usually makes guys miss like a game, maybe 2 games, and he hasn't played a game since January 12th. So they are milking this for all it's worth. The Jazz are trying to tank it out. Will they be able to do that effectively? We'll see. Nurkic is on the injury report as well. He's dealing with an illness. He's doubtful. I guess we'll see Nurkic sit out for like a week, too. I don't know what's going to go on with that. Kevin Love missing time. That's not a big deal. We will have Ace Bailey and Keontae George out there, but definitely not the full-strength Jazz. They're getting 7.5 points in this one. We've got a total of 246.5. Miami, they're 12-11 against spread on the road, 14-7 against spread after a loss, 23-22 to the over. The Jazz are 15-8 against spread at home, 17-12 against spread after a loss, 28-17 to the over. I'm not going to take over 246.5. That seems bonkers to me. I will lean a bit towards the Heat at -7.5, but I can't get too involved with this one. The Jazz are trying to tank really hard, so maybe we should be considering the Heat a little bit more aggressively, but Utah's just been too good to us in the early goings. for us to be able to start siding against them in a crazy way right now. Now, guys, let's hop over and look at the college basketball slate here on a very, very busy Saturday. We got a lot of big games coming up in this one. Lots of interesting action. I think there's some good value to be had out there. So make sure you hit that like button and let's go ahead and dive in. The first game we're going to be looking at here on Saturday on the college basketball side is number 7 Nebraska going on the road, just taking the Minnesota Golden Gophers out there in the Big Ten. Now, the Cornhuskers are still undefeated on the season. They are 19-0. They're coming off a 76-66 win over Washington. They were playing that game at home. They do take care of business. It was a little bit competitive, but like I said, Washington, is not a terrible opponent necessarily. Nebraska does get the job done. We liked what we saw from Sanford in that game, and in general, Nebraska has just been a really, really good team across the board. They're in the top 100 nationally in total offense. Their defensive numbers are amazing. Rebounding can be a little bit hit or miss, but they've hung tight on the glass against teams like Michigan State, Ohio State, Illinois, so they have what it takes to compete against pretty much anybody. So we'll see what they can do here going on the road to take on the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Not necessarily an easy place to play. Minnesota only 10-9 on the season. They're 3-5 in conference play. They have lost 4 in a row. They lost to USC and Wisconsin, but played very close games in both of those. Lost by 10 at Illinois, and then the last time out went on the road to Ohio State and lost that game by 8. So we'll see what they can do in this one. Cade Tyson is a very solid leading scorer. The problem with this team is they're not very good on the boards, and they're not very good offensively. Averaging 72, 73 points per game is not going to get you super far in a power conference like the Big Ten unless your defense is incredible, and their defense is definitely not incredible. So looking at the numbers here, guys, the odds makers are giving the Golden Gophers a lot of respect here for the fact they're playing at home. They are 5.5-point underdogs. We've got a total of 138.5. Nebraska is 4-0 against the spread on the road this season. They are 13-6 to the under. Minnesota is 6-5 against the spread at home, 11-8 to the under. This is going to be a very public spot, and while I don't hate the under necessarily in this game, I will be on Nebraska. Like I said, I know it's a very public spot, so take it, with a grain of salt, but I do think Nebraska is the side you want. It can be a trap game playing in Minnesota. No doubt about that. They also have Michigan on deck, so if anything's going to keep this out of the pinned comment, it would be that upcoming insane game there at Michigan. So this one might not make the pinned comment, but I do think Nebraska is definitely the side that you want. Rolling right along, we've got the number 22 UNC Tar Heels going on the road to take a number 14 Virginia in a big-time ACC clash. Now, the Tar Heels are coming off a win, a 91-69 blowout win there over Notre Dame, but UNC was playing that game at home, and they've been a much better team at home than on the road. I mean, they lost both their games out in California, falling to Stanford and to Cal. They have also lost at SMU, and they got to go on the road again. So we'll see what going on the road to take on a much more familiar opponent will do, but I've been a little bit worried about this team playing away from home. Their rebounding numbers on the season are great. Their defensive numbers look good. Not nearly as good when they play on the road, though. I got to mention that. Caleb Willison is a solid leading scorer. This team has plenty of talent on the roster. What will they be able to do here against Virginia? I mean, they're going on the road to take on the number 14 team in the nation. The Cavaliers have only lost twice this season, once in conference play and once against Butler. Their conference loss was at Virginia Tech, so in a rivalry game, and they have won their last 5 in a row, winning at NC State, beating Cal and Stanford, going to Louisville and getting a 79-70 win. And their last time out was a 72-68, kind of nail-biter of a win, but that was at SMU. They're back home for this game. That definitely helps. This team has a lot of very solid, kind of veteran-level talent, guys that aren't going to be too shook by the environment. And like I said, they're playing at home, so that's not a big concern. Their offensive numbers are fantastic. They are a great team on the boards. Their defense looks very, very stingy as well. So there's a lot to like here about Virginia. So much to like that they are 7.5-point favorites here at home. We've got a total of 150.5. The Tar Heels are only 1-3 against the spread on the road this season. They're 11-8 to the under. Virginia is 6-3-1 against the spread at home, 11-7 to the under. I do think under is a very reasonable spot that we have to legitimately consider in this game. I do not think we're going to see a crazy amount of offense from these two teams in this specific spot. In terms of a side, though, and usually, obviously, when you're going with the under, the points get a little bit more value, but I can't back UNC here playing on the road. They've been so bad on the road. Give me Virginia here playing at home. I think this is an okay matchup spot here for the Cavaliers, and I just don't trust UNC when they're playing on the road. Next up, we're headed out to the SEC. We've got the number 21 Georgia Bulldogs heading to Texas to take on the Longhorns. Now, Georgia, they're 16-3 on the season, having a pretty good time. They're 4-2 in SEC play, so it has not been, a bump-free ride. The Bulldogs are coming off back-to-back pretty big wins. They took down number 17 Arkansas pretty convincingly before going on the road and taking down Missouri 74-72. That was a crazy game. Honestly, kind of felt like Mizzou should have won that one, but we do see the Bulldogs clutch it out in the end. Jeremiah Wilkinson is a monster, no doubt about this. This is still the number one offensive team in the nation in terms of total offensive production. Their rebounding numbers are good. They play with a lot of pace. We'll see if they can continue to play with a lot of pace in this one as they go on the road to take on the Texas Longhorns, who are only 11-8 on the season. They're 2-4 in SEC play. They're coming off a bit of a heartbreaker of a loss there at Kentucky. They end up losing by 5. We were on Texas plus 7.5 in that one, so that was fine with us. But yeah, I'm sure they feel like they let one get away there. They've been playing a lot of very close games. They are at home for this one, which should help. We do like what Swain's been doing. He's been playing great. This team is in the top 30 in the nation total offense. Their rebounding numbers are fantastic. The defense is where some cracks in the armor start to form, but overall, we have liked what we've seen from Texas. They are 2.5-point favorites here at home. We've got a total of 168.5. Georgia, they're 3-1 against spread on the road, 10-9 to the over. Texas, they are 6-5 against spread at home, 11-7 to the over. I don't hate over in this game. I think that's actually a pretty reasonable idea. In terms of a side, I feel like the odds makers are telling us who to take, and they're telling us to take Texas at home, but I don't love that. It'll be a slight lean towards Texas, a slight lean towards the over, but this game, I just can't get too involved. Rolling right along, we're looking at the Big 12. We got West Virginia going on the road to take on the number 1 Arizona Wildcats. Now, West Virginia, they've been surprisingly competent this year. They're 4-2 in Big 12 play. They're coming off a nice win there at Arizona State. They took down Colorado the game before that. The game before that, they went into Houston and got absolutely obliterated. So once again, it feels like the Mountaineers, maybe not a great team playing away from home. We're loving what we're seeing from Honor Huff this season, but they're around 300th in the nation total offense. Their defensive numbers are great, but their rebounding is pretty weak. So we'll see what they can do here in a huge test going up against the number 1 team in the nation. Arizona, they're 19-0 on the season. They're coming off a win over Cincinnati where it looked like it might be a little bit competitive very early on, and then they end up blowing them out by 26. This team just has no weaknesses. They're an elite level rebounding team. They put up tons of offense. Their defense is stifling. They really just don't seem they get flustered by much, and they come up with buckets when they need them. So we'll see what they can do in this one. They are 17.5-point favorites here at home. We've got a total of 144.5. Arizona does have a big look ahead spot here. They've got the trip to BYU and to Arizona State on deck. West Virginia, they've got Kansas State on deck, so it's definitely a look ahead spot for the Wildcats. West Virginia 1-2 against spread on the road, 11-7-1 to the under. Arizona 4-6-1 against the spread at home, 11-8 to the over. This feels like a spot we got to take the massive underdog. So give me West Virginia getting all these points. Could it make the pinned comment? Maybe. I would say it has a chance with this being such a massive look ahead spot here for Arizona. Next up, we're looking at what might be one of the biggest games of the day in college basketball. We got the number 6 Houston Cougars heading to number 12 Texas Tech out there in the Big 12. Now, Houston, they're 17-1 on the season. Their only loss came against Tennessee much earlier in the year. They're fresh off a 30-point blowout win there over Arizona State. They dismissed West Virginia in a blowout there. Went into Baylor, got an easy win. This is their second time against Texas Tech this season. They won the first game. They're playing at home, 69-65, a very solid showing. Obviously, we've liked everything we've seen from Houston this season, especially the defensive numbers are once again just off the charts. So a lot to like about the Houston Cougars this year. The offense is maybe even taking a step up. So we'll see what they can do here on the road against Texas Tech, who's also been excellent this year. They're 5-1 in Big 12 play. They're fresh off of a 92-73 win at Baylor. They also took down BYU, a big win there. They're going to be looking for some revenge in that game where they lost to Houston the first time these two teams met this season. Overall, in that game, we liked what we saw from both teams. We did see Houston shoot double the free throws the Texas Tech shot, so we'll see if we see a little bit of a reversal of that. Houston only shot 39% from the field in that game and 24% from 3. I will say Texas Tech looks like the more skilled offensive team, so we'll see if that comes into play in this one. The Red Raiders are getting a 1.5 here at home. We've got a total of 140.5. Houston is 2-0 against the spread on the road. They're 10-8 to the under. Texas Tech is 5-5 against the spread at home. 10-9 to the under themselves. Guys, I am going to take Texas Tech here playing at home. If you flip that free throw discrepancy, I think we see the Red Raiders definitely come out on top in their first matchup this season. I think we could see that happen in this game. I think we see Texas Tech get the straight up win in this one. So take them on the money line, take them plus 1.5. Both plays make sense to me. Next on the docket, and what might also be the biggest game of the day, we've got the number 11 Illinois Fighting Illini heading to number 4 Purdue to take on the Boilermakers. Now Illinois, they're 16-3 on the season. They're currently 7-1 in Big Ten play. Their only loss has been to Nebraska. They've been playing really well. Now running roughshod over opponents, I don't know if I can say that. They did just blow out Maryland. They played a 10-point game there against Minnesota, played an 11-point game against Northwestern, beat Iowa by 6, but they were on the road for that one. So we'll see what they can do. This has been a very good team, obviously an elite level rebounding squad. The defense is very good as well, and they're in the top 40 nationally in total offense. So a lot to like about Illinois. There's also a lot to like about Purdue. They come into this game 17-2 on the season, and they're in a big bounce back spot. They went out to California, got the win at USC, a very, very close one, and then their comeback fell. Well, their comeback didn't really fall short. They did end up taking the lead there against UCLA, but a bit of bad luck there at the very, very end of the game to see, them just come up 2 points short, losing that one 69-67. So they're definitely in a bounce back situation. Braden Smith's been awesome this year, no question about that. This team kind of does offense by committee, but he's the one that sets the table for everyone else. They're in the top 50 nationally in offense. Their assist numbers are off the charts. Their defensive numbers are great. Their rebounding could be a concern here, even playing at home. So we'll see how that goes. They are 5.5-point favorites in this game. We've got a total of 152.5. Illinois is 3-1 against the spread on the road. They are 12-7 to the under. Purdue is 4-7 against the spread at home. They're 11-8 to the under themselves. I could definitely, be talked into under 152.5 in this one. I think we'll see a very defensive-oriented game, but I will also certainly take Illinois in this one, getting 5.5 points. It's not necessarily a big look-ahead spot for them. They host Washington next. Purdue's look-ahead spot is going to Indiana, so maybe more of a look-ahead spot for Purdue, if anything, and I definitely like Illinois here. Getting those 5.5 points, this could be our dog of the day. Rounding into the home stretch here, guys, we've got an in-state rivalry. We've got the number 19 Kansas Jayhawks heading to Kansas State to take on the Wildcats. Kansas, they're 14-5 on the season. They're coming off a win at Colorado, albeit a close 6-point win. Now their road trip continues. They got to head to Kansas State. We'll see what they can do in this rivalry spot. This has not looked like an incredibly dominant team. If it wasn't for their win over number 2 Iowa State, they really wouldn't have any huge wins on the docket. I mean, that win over Tennessee has lost a lot of its shine over the last few weeks. So we'll see what they can do here. This is not an elite level offensive team. Well, sometimes it is. Depends on who's actually on the floor. Their rebounding numbers are fine. Their defensive numbers are very good. So we'll see what's going on here. Self is going to be back for this game out of the hospital. Dude needs to take care of his heart. You only get, I guess you get 2 hearts, but he needs to take care of himself a little bit. We'll see what happens here. They're going to Kansas State to take on the Wildcats, who are only 10-9 on the season. They're 1-5 in conference play. They're fresh off a win over Utah, though, getting the 3-point win there. So they avoid the look-ahead spot, and now they're taking on Kansas. Like I said, a big rivalry game here, a big spot for PJ Haggerty to try and show out. He's leading the team with 24 points, 5 assists, shooting 50% from the field. He's big time. Is he big time enough to make this a real game here for the Wildcats? We'll have to wait and see. They are in the top 40 nationally in offense. Their defense isn't great. Their rebounding numbers also make me a little bit worried. They're getting 4.5 points here at home. So the odds makers are giving them a lot of respect here in a rivalry game. We've got a total of 160.5. Kansas, they're 2-3 against spread on the road, 13-6 to the under. Kansas State, 3-9 against the spread at home, 10-9 to the over. This is just not enough points. I thought Kansas State, at first glance would probably be getting 8-10 points in this game, maybe even. But yeah, I'm going to have to take Kansas here on the road in a rivalry spot. I think they take care of business. They go to Kansas State goes to West Virginia next. Kansas, they face BYU next. So that'll keep this one out of the pin comment. It is a big look-ahead spot for the Jayhawks, but I just can't get on board with Kansas State here, only getting 4.5 points. Last but not least, we've got one of the biggest SEC games of the day. We've got the Tennessee Volunteers going on the road to take on number 17 Alabama. Tennessee, they're 12-6 on the season. They're coming off a loss to Kentucky, lost that one by 2. And with what we've seen from Kentucky, I don't know if that's going to turn into a great loss. They did beat Texas A&M, got blown up by Florida. This team has just not been quite as good as projected. Jacoby Gillespie, putting up good season-long numbers. This team's 85th in the nation total offense. They are an elite level rebounding and defensive team, so that's something to lean on here, but will that be enough? Their next couple games are tough. They go to Alabama and then to Georgia, and The Crimson Tide, they're 13-5. They're also a team that might have got slightly too much hype coming into this season. They're 3-2 in conference play. They have just won back-to-back road games, going into Mississippi State and getting a 15-point win, and then going into Oklahoma and escaping with a 2-point win. So we'll see what they can do here. They're third in the nation in total offense. They're 16th in total rebounding. This is a team that likes to get up and down. Their defensive numbers, though, really leave me wanting a bit more. We'll see. They are at home for this one, so that should help. They're 5.5-point favorites. We've got a total of 167.5. Tennessee, they are 0-3 against the spread on the road, 12-6 to the over. Alabama, they are 3-5 against the spread at home, 9-8 to the over. It's a big number, but I do think over 167.5 is an out of the realm of possibility in this game. Better than that, though, I'll take Alabama at home minus 5.5. I just don't think Tennessee's that great this season. I think they're still being a little bit overvalued here. Maybe the same thing has happened to Alabama, don't get me wrong, but I do think this is a decent spot to back the Crimson Tide here, especially playing at home. Guys, that's all the games we have here for today. Do me a huge favor. Keep on doing what you're doing. Smash that like button for good luck on all of your bets. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying the success that we've been having recently on the channel. And I think that, in turn, earns you smash that like button for me. Really, really appreciate it. Only takes a tenth of a second. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Huge influx of new subscribers. You absolutely love to see it. Get down there in the comments. Ask me anything you want to about across the sports world, about these videos or anything else. I appreciate everybody watching these videos. Click the link in the description. Get over there to stumpthespread.com. Tons of premium content coming out here for this weekend for college basketball, for the NFL, all the sports, guys. Definitely get over there and check that out. Check out the free stuff. Get on the free email newsletter. And we'll see you guys right back here tomorrow, same time, same place, for more sports betting action.